Hello, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Sunday episode of our daily stock market insights. And we are going to jump right ahead and talk about your favorite stocks. Thank you for joining me. Okay, let's wait for a few friends to start joining. Okay? In the meantime, if you have a stock that you'd like me to review, please go ahead and drop a comment so I can prioritize your request. Okay, let's just give them a few minutes. Okay, there you have it. Let's first check out what happened to PSCI. Oh, okay, so we've started to recover, although there's another challenge at the moment here because while the overall sentiment of the market is on a decline, we have recovered for the past 4 days. However, you are very near the first area of uh, resistance, which is your MA20 line. By the way, I'm using a Bollinger Band, so you see this three line here, like an intestine, or let's say like a road. Um, this is the lower Bollinger Band. This is the MA20 line because I just use a default setting, and then the upper band here. That's also part of the Bollinger Band. So, yep, that's how it looks like. Very simple. Some people do edit the settings, but I just use the default. Okay, so remember when your price reaches the MA20 and most of the action happens below that, your MA20 can act as a resistance. Okay, so just be extra careful because some people will take profit or might take profit and then it will move the price down again. However, if it officially crosses your MA20 line, chances are most of the actions will now be in an upward direction. Okay, so if you don't have any requests yet, I'll just go ahead and sort this like how we would do things. And if you have not subscribed to our channel, by the way, please do subscribe. That is your only way to support our advocacy so we can grow this network and we can have more people visit and be educated about the stock market. So, okay, so what I did here is I just click all stocks and then I sorted it according to the trades. And let's work our way downwards from the highest number of trades to the lowest. All right. So let's first check out ISM. Okay. Heavy sell-off for ISM. Now, what's interesting is that there's really big volume that moved the price downwards. And normally when this happens, some people might find this really uh, cheap at 2.43. So I have a feeling that there will be a sudden shift or a recovery that will happen next week because number one, because of the drastic drop. So normally it does that. And number two, your RSI is on a bullish divergence, meaning while your price level is going down, your RSI, on the other hand, is in an upward direction. So just go ahead and observe because soon you will have a shift in the direction. Although for some people who play conservative, they would normally wait for a green candlestick to come out first before they enter into this trade. Next. MWC, right at a glance, I see that there will be some retracement that will happen. Okay, So you triggered the upper Bollinger Band here, but then again the next day it ended inside. So chances are it might go back to your MA20 and then rest. Okay, so there was I can see a possible resistance here, and then when we started moving above that, then chances are it will go back and retest your resistance, will create a brand new support now. So the area to monitor would be 11.09. Let us see if it will uh, let's see if it will bounce. Okay, let me just check. Okay, just checking our audio. Okay, there you have it. Annie. Oh, Annie. Uh, we're already at the oversold level for Annie. We're moving below the 25 level that we have plotted here in the RSI. However, while the price is moving downwards, there weren't any signs of possible reversal. It's still way lower. See that? It's way lower. Price was still moving downwards. So I'd say I'd wait first. No, I will not get in yet because we're still really deep and outside of the lower Bollinger Band. Let's see if there's any possible support anywhere near. Let's check out your weekly. Let us see if it will create a much okay. It's a heavy downfall here. Okay, on a weekly chart, let us check if okay, let's check if it will create a support at the 5.71 level because 5.70, oh there you have it, 5.75. The reason why I said that is because on a weekly chart you already have your there are some resistances forming in that area and consolidation right over here. So I have a feeling that it might reach that, and let us see. Of course, I need another hint showing, let's say, a bullish divergence in our RSI, because at the moment, even on the weekly chart, it's not giving us that kind of message. So it might continue to drop. SMPH. Okay, wow. There's a bounce here. Okay. So we're now above the MA20 line. So let me just go ahead and move that as well. Yes. This will be our nearest support. So if people will take profit and price drops or price retraces, that will be a good chance for you to add some more volume. Ali is this is a bearish candlestick, guys. 43.28. That's a bearish candlestick, so we might have a retracement or what we call a correction in the coming days, but very near because overall we have already changed somehow the direction of this stock. Could this be the bottom that we're waiting for? Okay, so we just have to observe 41.98 or 42 level. If the price drops at that level, let's see if it will bounce, because there can also be moments like this over here. Uy, just 1 second. Change the mouse. Okay. Okay, because sometimes um, we have sometimes the price crosses above your MA20 line, but it does not sustain. So I'd still go for us really observing MA20 line, which is a possible area of bounce when it drops again. But I have a feeling the price level will drop by tomorrow. Hi, from Brian Tanangonan. Hi, Ma'am J. Okay, hi Brian. Thanks for joining me. Please go ahead if you want to request your stock to be reviewed. I can review that for you. And in the meantime, I'll just go ahead while waiting for your request. I'm currently working our way downwards. We sorted the stock, and we've started from the ones that with the highest number of trades. Okay, so now we're in alley JGS. Okay, JGS also reached a possible resistance right at the MA20 line. We're sitting right at the MA20 level. Okay, so let us see if it will also rest. Because I have a feeling, because this, this kind of candlestick for me, if it appears at the resistance area, it can potentially trigger a retracement. Okay, let's find something similar. See this? Almost the same. What happened in back in January 24th? We're very near your MA20 line, and the formation of the candlestick is the same. So I feel that we might also rest like what happened previously. MBT. MBT, I feel that it will also rest. It will retrace. While the price was moving in an upward direction, notice the volume is starting to decline as well. So the overall sentiment is not 100% bullish. So I feel that it will continue to dip. Okay. And then we first monitor the 56.14 level. That's the, or 56.04 level. That's the nearest support that we see. Hopefully it just bounces right at the area. Okay, this is what I was talking about. Volume declining when the price is moving upward. What's happening to the mouse? There. Then we go ICT. ICT is just creating a support at the moment. This one right over here is a support that we see. Okay, 127 level. That is the area. And we now have a green, although, yeah. Let me see. There was a sell-off. Okay. So if you believe in the foundation of, or in the fundamentals of ICT, check if this is or an official support that we have here. Just do test buys, guys, because technically you're still below the MA20 line. Okay, but for several days you've created a stabilization here. So there could also be a possibility that this is a support and it will bounce. And then the nearest course of action that you can do is just do range trading, or really observe what happens when it bounces and moves to your resistance, which is your MA20 line. See if it will continue to break. If you see signs of weakness at that point, then take profit. Okay. Now let's review Brian's stock. It is AXLM and Web. Let's go check out AXLM. For AXLM, so overall, we somehow started triggering the upper band here, but it did not sustain. I would have to say there's a big chance that AXLM will also rest, where we have started to trigger the MA20 line and pushing the price lower. So I'd say we observe what happens at the 2.74 level or 2.75. So there were two occasions when price was bouncing whenever it reaches that area. So it might just do something like this and then continue to move upwards. It will just touch the 2.75. Okay, so when it does that, and if you want to buy some more, then go ahead and add some more volume so that when it goes up, you already have enough. Okay, next is web. Okay, web is also having a difficult time breaking this level, the 3.87, 3.88 level, and then when it reaches that level or area, there's a rejection that's happening. So the next area to monitor, because I feel that this will continue to give us some bearish movements. Let's do this because I see a resistance right here. Oops. This is the resistance that we see, and this is also a support level. So when it revisits that, chances are it will give us some signs of recovery. 3.26 level. Okay, so just wait for a few days because it might revisit the 3.26 area. Okay, thanks for that request, Brian. So we were at ICT earlier. URC started to create that bounce. For the past 3 days, we are moving in an upward direction. So I have a feeling if some people will take profit, when a price moves up, there will be some parts of the day or some segments when people will take profit. So I'd like all of us to take advantage of that because I might. Okay, so see this for 3 days. At one point, this level was hit. So, and that is our support. So therefore, wait for your perfect timing and then enter at the right time, at the right position. So MA20 could act as a support. So let's wait at that level and add some more volume. Okay, so wow, thank you guys for joining. Jane, Deloy, good morning, Miss JD. Insight spoke, PHA, PHA. Yes, let's do that. PHA. Okay, so PHA for me, I'd say it might continue to trigger movements in a downward direction. So we had broken, right? So this is a resistance area, and then it dropped and tried to bounce, but it's a lower high this time. So that means it might continue to trigger a downward direction, something to that effect. But I wonder where it could fall and bounce. Okay, so this is what we are going to observe. So let's see if it will create a um, triple bottom, because here when it did a double bottom it did bounce, but not that much though. So let's see if it moves on the third time. When it revisits that area on the third time, for me it will be a much stronger support now, so we might even recover at that time. Okay, 0.2980. That's our insight. Miguel, Nico, good morning. Brian, thanks, ma'am. You're welcome, Brian. Francis, hi, ma'am. Good AM request CHP, Meg, and ISM. Okay, so let me go ahead and cover CHP first. CHP and then Meg, and I'll try to go back to ISM. Okay, so overall, the sentiment for CHP, at a glance, you'd say it's still very bearish, and in fact, we might even have some more downward movements, because when it reaches, or as we go closer to the MA20 line, there's a rejection that's happening um, right here. This is also a bearish signal, and so it might give us some more downward actions. But where could we fall? So this one is much lower. $140. Yeah, because it might go lower, but I feel that it will not be that much anymore, because your Bollinger Band is starting to be constricted. So let's just wait for the price to hit this level. Okay, 140. And let's see if once we have that, when it revisits the same level, you now have a much higher line in your RSI. So this is the kind of formation that we want. Yes, it might trigger downward movements, but it won't be that much anymore. Okay, so 140 area. For me, that's an area to monitor and see if we can already enter. Meg. Meg, let me see. Okay, so we're very near the next possible resistance, which is at 4.15. So it's really up to you if you'd like to enter in that position, because normally when it reaches that level, you might first encounter some rejections, and then eventually, if really people feel that this is starting to become cheaper at this level, then it will just break that one day. Okay, so but if you want to wait and be conservative, wait for a 3.90, just in case the market will take profit at one point. So this is the area where we saw price landing and it bounces. We might also experience the same when it reaches that level, 3.92. And you mentioned you'd like me to review ISM, so that's the first stock that we have. ISM is currently giving us a bullish divergence. RSI level is starting to be much higher while the price is moving downwards. But for some people, they want to play conservative and wait for a green candlestick to come out. But if you're a long-term investor of ISM, this is already at a very cheap level. Okay, but remember, I said investor. So that means you really aim to take profit in years from now. Okay, because even if we have, in some occasions, we already have this kind of pattern, prices moving downwards and then RSI is moving upwards, there's still occasions when it still triggers some more movements downward. See that? And still maintain the same outlook here in your RSI. So if you are an investor, this is already a cheap level, but it might move, there will be some fluctuations higher, much higher, or much lower than 2.43. anyway, you'll be getting or taking your profit um, a long time from now. Because sometimes you have this and people will enter because this is a drastic drop of 11.31. So people will take advantage of this formation and buy some more volume, pushing the price higher. You're welcome, Jane. Thank you very much, ma'am. Okay, so that's what we have, and then we ended in our random in order review. So we ended at URC. Okay, I'll wait for the others to make their request. But we're done with URC as well, and then we go with BPI. So BPI is also, we're moving above the MA20 line, but another thing to observe is that this particular candlestick is a bearish candlestick when it reaches a resistance level, and we're very near a resistance area. It might follow this kind of a pattern here that we have. So it will just do like this. Okay, so it has to break that first for us to say that, okay, we have really a official change in the direction for the stock. But for those people who'd like to really wait and take advantage of those people taking profit, the next possible area where you can add some more volume would be at your MA20 line, 84.08. Okay. AC. AC is also triggering the same action. I think it is very similar to what happened right here. Slightly above the MA20 line, people thought that we already have some form of recovery, same here, but it did not sustain. So I think we are not done with the downtrend yet, and we might have some more movements below that MA20 line. But check if this support that I see here will be broken. Otherwise, you might even have some signs of bounce when it reaches this 712.87 level. AEV. AEV is just doing sideways at the moment. See that? So in case people will take profit, I feel that the first area it will use for a support would be this level, 51. That's the level. And then we can start moving upwards. I think it's just consolidating. It will consolidate and then move finally, officially in an upward direction. Okay, so URC, BPI, so we added BPI, AC, and then AEV. And we now have additional requests, and this is from Paulo de los Reyes, SSI, MAC, and Fruit. Okay, let me just jot that down. Okay, SSI first. Okay, not looking good for me. You had a downward right direction, but it recovered. However, because of not much volume, it just quickly bounced and then triggered some more bearish actions right after that. So this is a bearish candlestick, so you will potentially move a little bit downward still. We can say that maybe the decline or the bearish direction is not over yet. But once again, because there's some price pattern right here at the 2.10 level, let us see, okay? Let us see if it will just bounce when it reaches the 2.10 level. If it is not, then it might continue some more bearish actions. Okay, notice this level as another area of support that might validate our initial assumption where you have a support at 2.10 level. MAC, still the same. Similar to SSI, this is also a bearish candlestick. Downtrend might not be over yet, so let's wait and see what happens when it goes back to the 9.01 or 9 peso level. Yeah, around that 9 peso level. Okay, so it will potentially revisit that level before it moves up. You next is fruit. If you also have some requests in the US market, it's fine. We can also check that out because I think Investograms, yeah, I'm able to also review US stocks in Investograms. This one is for fruit, and yes, overall the sentiment is moving in an upward direction, but I see some signs of weakness. Okay, makes sense? Some signs of weakness. So for those people who may have entered really, really high here, I'd suggest you consider taking, partially taking profit, even though if, you entered at a much higher price, it's a rare opportunity that you are very close to your entry price. Now, partially take profit, and then the buying power that you have, use that again to buy when this stock retraces. And I feel that that will happen anytime soon, and it will revisit your MA20 line at 1.69. So what can you do? The amount that you have taken here, you re-enter that at the 1.69. So that means 1 point you purchase it here, which is really high, and then second point you purchase it here at 1.69, from let's say 2.30 to 1.69. In the end, the outcome is your average will be reduced. Did you add some more funds? No, you just partially took profit. Even initially, this was already a like a cut loss that you did, but because the price when it dips, it's going to be much cheaper. The amount that you can get from there will allow you to purchase some more volume. Okay, so that's 1.69 area. Okay, next. AEV. Okay, JFC. Okay, JFC, I feel that it will just move sideways in the coming days. 190 level. That's the support area that I can see at the moment. So see if you want to add some more volume right at that level. The next will be TEL. TEL is currently trying to rest, and let's see if it will break this level. But do you think it will revisit the support area at 997 in the coming days? I'd play conservative because I have a feeling it will. Okay, wait for a chance at that area. Let's see if it will bounce again when it reaches that level. Okay, so for those people who are still with me, and if you have not subscribed to our channel, please do subscribe. Just hit the subscribe button, and then if you see a notification bell, go ahead and click that as well so you are notified for my next live. Okay, and then I continue. BDO. Hold on. Next is BDO. Okay, so this is the next resistance that I see around that level. Okay, let's see if it will reject the price when it reaches that. Otherwise, the next area to monitor would be here. Okay, so you're very near the two possible resistances, and I'd say if you entered here and you're a trader, consider taking profit in these areas. If you see some weakness, okay? If you see some weakness, that would mean like you have a red candlestick starting to form in that area. Meralco, okay. So I think, you know what? I have a feeling that this stock still respects your MA20 line right over here. So it does that. Okay, you don't have much volume yet. So we might even have some more bearish signals in the coming days. The reason why I said that is you look at this price here, very minimal volume. So, but then again, sometimes it will break that pattern, and then you will now have a breakout play. Okay. Hi, Ellie. There's Mac and Mag. Yeah, I can check that out again. Although I mentioned that earlier, Mac here is not done with a downtrend yet. I mean, it recovered really briefly. It bounced, but again, signs of weakness at this point, so it might go back and test once again your 9.05 before it moves up again. Meg, on the other hand, also starting to trigger a bounce, slight bounce, but you're very near the next resistance at the same time, so which is 4.14. So when it reaches this level, check if there is a red candlestick, because if it does show a red candlestick, it might go back again at the 3.92 level. Let us see. And where are we now? For those people who are still with us, just go ahead and drop a comment. In the meantime, I'll continue our list. We have Meralco, Mac and Meg. Then we go Tech. Tech, signs of weakness. I have a feeling this will break because we've been really we've started to recover, so it might just retrace and test this. Okay, it might drop and 8.72 will be tested. This next possible or 8.82 level, it will revisit that, and hopefully it just bounces when it reaches that level or that mark. That's the area of possible bounce. Although this is also an area, right? But for me, this is a bit high. So it might just, you can wait. It might not happen tomorrow, but in the coming days, it will just test your 8.82 again before it moves up. Done with Mac SM. This is a doji. It moves downwards, right? And then it recovers, but it starts to really decline in volume right over here. Look at this line compared to this. Okay, this one has a much lower volume, so it will potentially trigger some more movements downwards. Okay, now let us see if it will just stop right here in that area where you have a possible support here. Okay, where is that? 9.70 level. So we talked about MAG, talked about DMC. Okay, DMC is also triggering a bearish signal. So let's check if it will sustain at the 5.95. There you go. 5.95 level. Okay. MPI. MPI is still creating that Still sideways though. And you know what? I'm not even scared. Well, I have I entered this stock at 3.23. When was that? I think around this day. Yeah, around this day. We're now at 3.23 and we're creating a sideways direction. Probably this is just stabilizing the support, and it'll be a very good story. Let's I will share to you guys once I take profit. Okay, but overall, I don't really mind being here for a little while for MPI because we're a position trader, and some of our stocks also are for long term. Okay, 3.20, 3.18. Cebu Pacific. Sub, please stay away for now. We might have some more bearish actions in the coming days. This respected your MA20 line as a resistance. It overshoot a little on the upside, but it did not sustain. So we might even test once again your this level. The reason why I plotted it there is because of this area. Okay, when can one be considered as a support? It is a support when it reaches that level multiple times and then you experience some bounce or some consolidation. When you say consolidation, it just moves within the same range. So that's a support. So I feel that it will go back to that level and then let's see once again if it will just go bounce. Same uh, pattern. SECB. SECB is also giving us bearish signals. It might continue to drop, and let's watch out what happens at the 168 level. Let's see if it will just bounce, but take advantage as it will potentially go down and test that once again. Okay. The next is GTCAP. GTCAP also a this is another bearish candlestick, very similar to the doji here, right? And we're near a resistance as well. So it might continue to retrace, and I'll plot 666 as the nearest possible area of support. 667, that's fine, almost the same level. It might drop and revisit that. That's for GT cap. Globe also giving us a bearish candlestick over here. It might continue to drop. Okay, watch out what happens here. 1891. There, 1889, 1890, around that level. Okay, check if it will bounce. We also have a dividend play here. Gosh, dividends. Oh yeah, because it's I said 27, but the price is so high, so it's just fair. X date Feb 12. When is Feb 12? Next week, Thursday, I think. Okay. GTCAP, Globe, Pure Gold is also giving us bearish. This is a bearish candlestick. Imagine that. One point reaches this level and then people took profit. So watch out. It might drop. Just when you have that kind of candlestick and it appears right at the resistance area. So this is your resistance. It did not sustain right away. This will be your next possible area to monitor. That's your support level 38. Francis said, "Thank you very much, ma'am. I'm glad I was able to somehow help. Use this as your guide and still follow your technical analysis. And we all have different objectives why we get into a stock. So my take could be different in your situation, right? So just watch out and." Yeah, let's do this regular cadence. Let's study every day. This will really polish our analysis. 38, okay? Going back to pure gold, 38 is the support that we see. AGI. AGI, we have a bounce, but this is the support. So I'd say people might take profit and even give you a chance still at the 10.46 level. Okay, Sun. Sun, not you're at a resistance. Okay, know that you're at a very high area in the spectrum, so it might drop and see if it will bounce at the 1.55, 1.54. Reason why I said that is previous resistance will now act as a support. So previous resistance will now act as a support, which happened right here, and then we did bounce again, so it might test that and go up, something like that. Okay, I already talked about web earlier. This is possible area of bounce. LTG, LTG is sitting at a resistance at the moment, so you might have some more triggers um, in a downward direction. I'm not sure if, okay, so this might create this is a lower high, all right, where you have the price at lower high. So when it created another high, it's much lower than the previous one. So you might have the same pattern as well here. There you go. So it might have a downward direction, something like that. Okay, so just wait first and see. Okay, if this is not the direction we want to engage in, because it's still moving in a downward trend. Bloom. Bloom trying to stabilize where it is at right now. Right here, that's a stabilization area. And I feel that we might have a good bounce happening anytime soon. 8.94 level is the support that we see. Nickel. Nickel is doing the same. Interesting. This is the support that we see. See that you had a gap up that happened here. And it took several months for the price level to be revisited. And 2.71, 2.74, this is already a good entry price, as I feel strongly that this is an area of support that we're currently at. Several days, price is just sitting at that level. Oh, so the trading channel, ANI, please. All right, let me check that out. I know I talked about it earlier. Okay, still no signs. It might continue to dip, but I plotted a 5.75 because I think somewhere here I did some back testing, and there was an area. Sorry about the noise in the background, guys. Okay, so there was a resistance previously, resistance here in our weekly chart, so it might test that. Give it might give us a chance at that level. And besides, whenever you have a drastic drop, some people will still be scared and move out, cut their losses, and also majority will take advantage of this fear and start buying some volume, and it will trigger some upward direction. So I feel that only will just have very minimal movements downwards here, and then it will recover right away. Okay, at 5.75. So Nathaniel wants me to review fruit, tech, EEI, AXLM, WLCON. Okay, let's go through it one by one. um, Just writing it down. So we talked about fruit. Let's see. I can review that once again. Fruit is, this is the support. We already plotted it. For those people, so we're in a weekly chart. Let's go back to daily chart. This is a bearish candlestick. That's a sign of weakness that I see. So we might drop and revisit the 1.69 level as our support, which is at the same time MA20 line, a very significant line when you do your insights. The next would be tech. Tech is potentially going to dip because you're already at the resistance area, meaning not technical resistance, but overall you're at the upper side or you're at the higher price level. So it might dip, and the nearest possible area that I see where it could potentially create a support is this level 8.82, because previously there was a resistance forming at that, and then your previous resistance became a support. It bounced and it will test that once again. Okay. EEI. EEI is currently sitting at a possible resistance, MA20 being a resistance. Reason being is we're moving below that line. And once we are having that kind of movement, it will act as a resistance. Now, in case some people will take profit, it might revisit your 8.36 level. When it does that, I feel that it will create a stabilization, create a support at that line before it moves up. AXLM, I know I visited that too. So I have a line there. Okay, 2.75. So that area where I plotted is a possible support. Reason why I said that is because for two occasions, you did a double bottom, and that will be your support. It will create a support in that area. When it revisits, it will revisit that area and create a possible bounce. WLCON. Okay, this one I have not checked yet. Okay, you're still at the resistance area and the volume starting to decline. Okay, your volume last Friday was very minimal, so it might have that weakness only if they're shorting. For me, I'll short this. We're at a very high level now. Okay, next would be SSP. Okay, SSP is currently sitting at a possible support where you have your MA20. Okay, previous resistance also in this area. So that would be 1.19. Okay, you can do test buy in here because that's a possible support. 1.19. Okay, provided most of the action happens above that on Monday. If that line gets broken, then that's a breakout to the downside. Okay. Next would be Sun. Sun. So that's the support we see, 1.54. Okay, so it might revisit that area and then give us a bounce. HLCM. Okay, creating a stabilization in this level. Oh, what happened? Okay, let's just do this. So at the 9.97 level, that will be your support because you have price moving in this direction. Okay, 9.97 or 10. So it's just stabilizing, and there's a drastic drop the previous day and you're already at the oversold. So I'm thinking you're at a very good position, in fact. Okay, as it might just stabilize first in that level and then moves up again. ISM, the first stock that we talked about. Oops, I lost this field. Let me just relaunch my chart. By the way, we are also working Pinoys in Investograms and Miss JD. So you can also follow us there. But our priority is really our YouTube channel. I really want to grow this network, and you'll be a you'll really inspire me if we can reach 1,000 subscribers. Isn't that great? And we're still far away from that. But with your help, we can all reach that level, and that's just the beginning. ISM. ISM, we said that we're not done with the downtrend, but your RSI is already giving us some kinds of signal. Price is moving downwards here, but your RSI is already moving in an upward direction, or what we call a bullish divergence. Price is going down, and RSI is moving up. That's a bullish divergence. Now, when it does that, chances are you will face a change in the direction um, in the coming days. But some people are more conservative. They want to wait for a green candlestick to come out first before they get in. Okay. So that's what we have for ISM. Damo gid nga salamat, Miss JD. Thank you, Gid. You're welcome, man. Tapos na ba ang MWC? Yep, but I can check that out again. Okay. MWC triggering a bearish signal. Okay, so if you have entered right here, I suggest, I hope you already took profit, because this is really bound to rest for a while, and it will revisit your MA20 line. Okay, 10.60 level. Okay, so that's then an area of possible bounce that we see. The next, so let's see, go back here, all stocks. I'll wait for some more requests from you guys. But wow, I feel so accomplished. We have reviewed so many. NIKL already did that. HLCM. Double Dragon. Oh, interesting. Double Dragon is now bouncing. Hopefully it really continues to move upward, because there were some occasions when your MA20 line is triggered but it's not sustained. So it's a wait and see game for us. But let's plot MA20 as our like gatekeeper. Will most of the action happen above that or lower than that? So that's the key thing. If we trigger some more movements on the upside, therefore we might even have some more bullish moves or a bull run there. Okay, Randy Ignacio. Hi, Ma'am JD. Tapos na po ba si Tech and Web? Well, yeah, but I can go back to that and I'll show you. Tech for me, that's overall, I feel that we're already above or very near our nearest resistance, which is right here. And this red candlestick triggers a possible decline or retracement in the coming days. Okay, let's see if the first area of support that it will challenge would be the 8.72 or 8.74. It will challenge that because I'd say that's your support level because of this. And then previously it was a resistance right here. So it might continue to dip and reach that level. Okay. Web as well. Web might revisit this level, 3.31. It might continue to decline. 330, around 330. Okay, it will continue to rest, and let's see if it will just give us a smooth bounce in that level. Okay. Right, so do we have any other requests? In the meantime, guys, Thank you very much. Oh, we have more people joining. Can you give me just a few minutes? I just get water. Okay, just drop in your comments, okay? Okay. Right, we're back with extra energy. So we left off on our list here, HLCM, still arranged in proper order. Did I talk about LTG? Let me see. Okay, LTG is still at a resistance level. See that? That's a resistance, and that's a sign of weakness. That kind of candlestick, I think that's what we call a shooting star. Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, but that's a weakness, and it will drop potentially. I'd say we wait for it right over here, 9.74, and let us see if it will give us a smooth bounce there. Any insights about AR po, Miss JD? Thank you very much. AR. Hmm. Abra. 170 trades. Okay, so let me just go to the weekly chart. There's not much volume. Okay, if you expand your search, this is a bearish signal for AR, and the movements are just very minimal. So I feel that 0.0014 will be given a chance once again. Okay, this level. So it will still create that sideways movement first before it goes up. Normally, it's how it moves. Price goes downwards, and then when it's ready to bounce, it will not bounce right away because the small volume that we have here in the country, it goes sideways first before it moves up. So that's what I see overall for this stock. Okay. So the double dragon, we already did that. AXLM, we also did that. SSP, SSP, we're still on a weekly chart, but I think I also checked this. Okay. Let's see if, because we're sitting at the support level, which is your MA20 line. Let us see if it will recover right away because, it also dropped by 9.77. Sometimes when you have a drastic drop, it will create that bounce the following day. At the same time, you also have your resistance right here. So for those people who want to play conservative, yeah, you can wait for a green candlestick to come out first, and then that's the time you enter. But for me, if I see this moving above the 1.20 level, most of the action, let's say, happens around that, above that, then I'd say we might encounter a bounce. Okay. Um, Sorry for the noise outside. FGEN. FGEN is also giving us bearish signal. The downtrend for me is not over yet for FGEN. This one right here. Okay, there are some bounces, but I feel that your 19.99 or your 20 peso level will still be revisited. So just enter when the price reaches that level again. Okay, because I have a strong feeling it will. What about COSCO? COSCO also giving us some bearish signals. Overall, the direction is in a downward trend. So let's see. The first possible area of support that I would like us to monitor would be 6.08. We talked about home? No, not yet. Okay. This might also drop. There was a bounce, but remember there was a gap down here. So I think it's just filling that gap and then continue its downtrend. That's what we see. DNL also is giving us some bearish signals, so it might also create a, but let us see first right here, 8.87. Okay, because previously that was your resistance, so let's see if it will create a support now in that level. 8.87. Okay, so for those people who are new to our channel, please hit that subscribe so you can also join us each time I go live here. And what we normally do here is just I accept requests from you guys, and I review that chart during the session, like what we're doing now. Okay, so this is because we work in the morning during Mondays to Fridays. On weekdays, I still try my best to do live, but definitely I submit our insights for the day. So go ahead and drop a comment to our latest video. If you're not able to join our live session, just drop a comment to our latest video in YouTube, and then I normally revisit that and I refer to that for my next possible review session. Okay, so that's how we do our daily cadence. In the meantime, if you don't have any other requests, Carlo Rosales said, okay, so we already did that. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. If there are some other requests that you have, just drop a comment. You can, feel free to use that, because it's not only me who has knowledge to this. Some people watching us right now, for all we know, are already experts, right? And we would appreciate it if you also share your insights to us. Let's grow this channel. Thank you guys for joining. You have a great weekend, and let's chat again tomorrow, right? Let's chat again tomorrow. If you're not able to join, just drop a comment. I'll review your stock. Okay, awesome. Thank you guys. Bye bye for now.